So Auntieways.
So Auntie Way.
So Auntieways.
Girl, what's the tea?
So Auntieways.
Oh, yeah.
So Auntieways.
You could lick it, you could drip it, you could taste it. I'm talking never drip, drop, don't you waste it. Oh, so Auntieways, honey, the put it in your mouth remix, girl. Yes, how y'all bitches doing?
We're hanging in there this Sunday, this gorgeous Sunday.
Yeah.
It was such a pretty
Girl.
week in New York City.
Yes, it was a very pretty week, darling. It was a pretty week,
Yes.
darling. Speaking
was
of pretty,
pretty week.
this is Mike Diamond.
This is Miss Matinga, also known as MC Pretty Week.
Ah,
And this is Booby.
you know, I was so mad when I found out there was already a rapper named Special Ed, because I was like, that could be
Really?
like, you know, learning disabled rapper, MOON. That spells hip hop.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is he a horse?
Is he a horse? Special
Is he a
Ed.
horse?
That's Mr. Ed, bitch.
Oh,
Which I've never actually seen Mr. Ed.
I've
Never?
seen Mr. Ed. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen Mr. Ed.
Hang on, someone is saying I'm echoing. Is it me that's echoing? Do you guys hear me echoing?
No.
Who's echoing? Whoever it is, close your leg.
Like.
Okay,
You don't
comment.
sound like
people.
you're echoing.
I don't sound like I'm echoing.
No.
It's 4 o'clock. You sending me too many pictures of your cock. Is that echoing? Well, Miss
I
Linda,
think
who's
maybe
time,
Booby might be echoing, maybe a little bit.
Maybe.
or maybe it's Linda. Speakers. Okay, so this is indeed So Auntieways, and we're just going to kick it off. And we're going to get into it with segment number 1. Bitch, what are you featuring this week? Who'd like to kick it off? Okay, then I'll go. So what I'm featuring? Oh no, go ahead, Miss Matinga. I cut you off.
Oh, okay. I'll hit it with what I'm featuring. I've
Go
got
ahead.
I've got a great man crush as well this week. A great one. But what I'm featuring this week is actually a friend of the podcast, Miss James Mansfield, and she is one of the Rue girls. Miss James Mansfield.
I don't know. Her.
And she's, Miss James, calling you
Who?
old on her
What?
in a post. Actually, I called you old, and then she seconded it.
I don't know.
But
her.
yes,
Mhm.
and she's one of the Rue girls, and I love her. And she kind of like does like a a callback of drag, like she does like a 50s, 60s bombshell, not like a Marilyn Monroe, but like a Jane Mansfield. Those very 1950s, 60s blonde bombshell types, and she's a comedy queen. But of late, she has been doing these tutorials where she makes puppets.
Right.
And she's a really good puppet maker, and she's a good puppeteer as well. And she incorporates that into her drag. But she's doing these shows where she just teaches you how to make puppets. They're really, really interesting. They're really step by step. And the last one she did, she made a puppet of Veneno, of La Veneno.
Oh,
Word.
wow.
Yeah, and in the dress that you see her in the first episode in the street with the pasties in the red, and she's in the park.
Yes. Oh,
That
how
puppet-
fabulous.
That puppet freaking looked like Veneno too. And
Well,
it was
to be-
real- I want
To
that
be
puppet so
fair,
bad.
after all that surgery, Veneno looked a bit like a marionette herself.
Exactly,
So, come on.
exactly. So I am featuring James Mansfield puppet tutorials this week. Get into them. They're so good.
And
gotta
how
check
can
it out.
people find this queen who I've never heard of?
Miss James Mansfield, she's on everything. Insta, YouTube. The puppet tutorials are on YouTube, and it's James Mansfield. Just type in James. It's Jaymes Mansfield, not
James
Jane.
Mansfield. And the
And,
puppetry of her very tucked penis.
Yes, they're so cute. They're really cute, and
Good.
they look easy enough for like most. But like I'm not gonna get up into all that sewing. But
Right.
like, honey, I would buy one of those puppets. They're adorable.
Hello. Boo, what you got? What are you featuring?
I am featuring this week my COVID vaccine.
Hey, yes, girl.
Yes, I got my first
Yes.
one on Friday, and it was so
Diana says yes.
easy peasy. They'll go, Diana.
That's
Yeah.
right.
It was easy peasy.
Did you have
Okay.
After Effects? Did you have After Effects, babe?
I sure did, which is what
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about. What I'm not feeling this week.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also had some slightly fierce After Effects, but
Right.
it's all good.
Right. I tried to get the vaccine and they said, "Are you eligible?" And I said, "Well, I'm truly over." And they said, "Well, that doesn't really count." I said, "No, it does, because, honey, y'all, I'm truly over, and the side effects are y'all can't take it." And they
But
asked me
then,
to leave. They asked me to
but then,
leave.
but then, as you were walking out, some queen recognized you, and they were like, "Honey, she's truly over the hill. Bring her back. She really needs
Bring
it."
her.
Wah,
Yes,
wah.
honey.
So does your arm hurt? Oh, I guess we'll get to that in a minute. Do you know what kind? You don't have to reveal all this. Maybe it's too personal. Do you know what one you got?
Pfizer.
I got
Pfizer.
Moderna. I got. Oh, so you just got the one shot? It's just a one shot, right?
No,
No, it's the first shot. I get the second
okay.
shot April 2nd.
How
got
long
Moderna.
until there's a drag queen called Moderna Ciccone?
Moderna, honey.
Moderna.
She's also
Moderna.
Moderna, but there's also been Madonna. I love Madonna.
Madonna.
Madonna. Who's to say that?
Oh, Tina Sparkles.
Miss Tina Sparkles.
Tina Sparkles.
Madonna, I love her.
I love Madonna. Well, I am featuring a book that I just finished, and it was called Girl A by Abigail Dean. A book, not a film. Girl A. And I'm not going to say it was a light read. It was about the aftermath of horrific child abuse. So, like some weekend reading, people chained up and
I'm not
starved.
okaying child abuse.
No.
I was okaying Norman Buckwald.
Yeah, so viewers,
I do not okay child abuse.
So listeners, you can't see it, but Matinga's giving the white power hand signal. So yeah, and we will get to the comments. So the book was called Girl A by Abigail Dean, kind of a thriller, kind of a mystery. It was fiction inspired by multiple unfortunate true situations. And I was gagging. It truly was one of those books I could not put down. Like I had started this book about this Joan Didion essays and whatever. Halfway through, I said, "Now let me read this Girl A." It was really good. Really good. Very descriptive, darling. And a debut novel at that. How do you like that?
Work.
Didn't you also have a bitch track about Joan Didion?
Paging Joan Didion.
Didion.
Well, it was... And amazing how quickly I knew what you were saying.
Yes.
That was like a joke inside of another thing that we did. I forget if it was Almost Famous or the other... What it was one of those series where I was like, I'm going to do a bitch track, Paging Joan Didion, which of course never happened.
Honey, when you name check Joan Didion, honey, you're all about it.
I keeps it real. As you can see, bitch, I'm gangster. Hitty.
Yes, I can see that.
I'm gangster, honey. TikTok, you don't stop. Yes.
Listen real quick for the audience that cannot see us and the audience that can see us. I'm going to explain that I am wearing some merch today that I received just yesterday that I absolutely love. It is our tribute T-shirt to Joan Crawford, our Queen Beast T-shirt, and on the back of my T-shirt it says, "Any man is my man if I want it that way."
That's right.
Work.
Yes, and I love it, and it's actually really high quality, and I really, really love it.
Queen Beast, homage to
Queen
our episode.
Beast, honey. This is gonna be my Pride T-shirt. Like next Pride, I'm gonna wear this T-shirt, a jock strap, some high hooker boots,
and you're calling it Pride.
And that's it, honey. Yes, it's gonna be Pride.
You do you. You do. You party the way you want to party.
Like, you know how like the girls like take like this part of the shirt and they like just tie it up like this, so you're giving like a little bit of like this action, which I'm not gonna show you, but like I'm gonna do it. But on Gay Pride, that's what I'm gonna do
with a jock strap and some hooker boots.
And with a jock strap and some hookah, unless I can find myself some jellies, I may do jellies. We'll go back and forth.
The crowd at Pride is going to be like, "Well, honey, she really meant beast." Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Yes. So, speaking of beasts, let's move on to what we are not seeing or what we are not featuring. No, bitch, what I don't see. And I'm going to start just because it's fresh in my mind. For those of us in the United States, last night / this morning was daylight savings time reversal. So I always get confused if it's standard time or daylight saving times, which is we move the clocks forward an hour.
Yes.
And while
spring ahead, fall back.
I'm happy to have the extra hour of daylight at the end of the day.
Yes.
Can we please just stick to one plan? This
Why don't
moving
we
the
stick to
clocks
just
back,
one?
I-
Yeah.
it's so dumb. Just keep it like what we did last night. Keep it an hour forward. Let's just keep it like that because all this back and forth and changing clocks, and it's too confusing. Let's
The thing
please
is,
stay
though,
on one time thing. Yes.
the thing is though is like if we all just go to one time period, there's going to be like times of the year where it is flat out darkness at 6 p.m. for some people and flat out sunshine at 6 p.m. for some people,
Too
and it's
bad,
going
so
to be,
sad.
it might make the nights like really long for half of the year, and
But
then
there,
like,
but
you know what I mean?
it has, but no, it has nothing to do with the clocks. The night's already really long for half of the year. But I say let's have the extra hour
Right.
of daylight in the afternoon / early evening. Who cares who the fuck is up at 5 a.m. and if they can see or not? Okay,
Because
that's
when you
their
get the
life
extra
choices.
hour, you're like, hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
I remember, I'm sure Booby, and
A
I'm
new
sure you
year has
remember
begun.
that we used to go to a legendary New York City nightclub called the Roxy, and we would leave the Roxy when the Roxy like was brushing us out at 4:30 in the morning, like, yo, you gotta go, guys, you gotta leave. And we would leave and we would go over to Sound Factory, which was on 27th. And sometimes you would leave and it would be pitch black, and sometimes it would be bright sunshine at 4:30 in the morning, and like you're like tripping on an E, and it's like bright
One, just the
sunshine
one.
on 12E, and and like it's ghetto because like you stopped at 7-Eleven on the highway and you got yourself a microwave burger, so you're like high and sweating eating a microwave hamburger on the way to the club, and it's quite seed.
But is that an argument for or against daylight savings?
No,
Or is that an argument for rehab?
it was just a reminiscence, that's all it was.
All right, Mary J. Blige, thank you for your reminiscence.
Yes.
Girl, what are you not featuring this week? What do you don't see?
Whom?
Oh, who or whom? Whoever.
Yeah.
Go
Boo.
ahead, Matinga.
Okay, what am I not featuring?
Well, okay,
Go on, Booby, go on.
okay. I'm not seeing panic attacks.
Oh,
I had a full-on panic attack in the middle of a grocery store down here called Aldi's, and it was
OLLIE or ALI Ali?
ALDIS.
Oh, okay, Aldi.
Aldi's, and it was coincident. I hadn't had a panic attack in a very long time, and it was the same day as when I got my COVID shot. So I'm thinking that may be a side effect of it, but it was so severe. All I could think of was I need to go home now, and I'm at work. I'm at the grocery store for work. I can't leave work. I'm training somebody. It's just, but it was so severe. I was like full of dread and fear, and my heart was racing. It was like a heart attack. I was just it was so harsh.
Yeah, I also get you know what I mean? That makes you sound like
No.
Earl. Remember Earl from the 80s, and he's like Earl goes to camp and Earl does this, but that was his thing. You know what I mean?
Jim Varley.
Jim
Wasn't
Varley.
his name Ernest?
Ernest.
Oh, was it Ernest?
Yes, it was.
Because
Ernest.
I was like, are you talking about Earl the drug dealer?
No, not. Oh, and wasn't there another guy at the club that he was like Hermit, I'm feeling kind of cunt. Remember him?
Was that Goldilocks?
He was like the short African American dude.
Yes.
And like, yeah,
He was a little special needs.
a little special needs. Yeah.
That was
So-
honey, that was MC Pretty Weak.
but so I also get panic attacks, and they can absolutely. Very first time I ever got a panic attack, I thought I was having a heart attack. Like my lips went numb, my fingers went numb, my legs went numb. I was like, oh, this is it. I'm coming. Like it was bad news. And there's actually things that they can prescribe, but like if you can deal with them, like just by doing deep breathing exercises and slowing down your heartbeat, like taking a moment and stepping aside, and really it's all about what helps me is when I get one is, unless it's a really severe one, then I will take a medication. What helps me is I'll take deep breaths and hold them. and then what that forces your heart to slow down, and then let those breaths out very, very, very slowly, and then take another deep breath in slowly, and you force your heart to slow down, and it does help you feel better. But they're intense, Mike. I'm sure you, knowing how neurotic you are, you must have had
of course,
a panic attack.
I've had nervous moments, and I've gotten the vapors here and there. And as you know, I'm not a fan of pharmaceuticals. So what I do is, when I'm having a moment of anxiety, I just realign my chakras and I center myself.
Your chakras or your chakras?
Either way. And then I center myself.
Aren't chakras that little thing that you used to play with in the 80s with like these two balls, and you go like this with them, and they go like bang, 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 bang.
No,
bang.
chakras are what you wear on your feet when you're going in the house.
No, Chakra was a character in Land of the Lost. It was Land of the Lost. Miss Chakra, honey.
Miss Chakra.
No, and then I realign my center and I breathe. Okay.
You mainline a little eyeliner.
I know I'm gonna be okay. Booby, how did you get out of your panic attack? You shoplifted?
Yes.
Because that also works for me.
I, believe it or not, said a little prayer that I've been told to say.
Go on, Dionne Warwick.
I said a little prayer for me.
Okay.
Before I put on my makeup, I say a little prayer for Boo. Forever and ever. I do.
Wonderful.
I do. I can usually get it under control. My doctor did prescribe Klonopin. Like I have prescribed
colonoscopy.
a colonoscopy just for fun.
Anytime you're feeling tense.
Just a little trepanning of the brain pan. Just for fun.
Yes. A little trepanning, darling.
Exactly. But the thing is Klonopin, I try and stay away from benzos because benzos will destroy your life.
Yeah.
And so, like,
what's a benzo?
A benzo is
Valium, Xanax, diazepam,
Klonopin. Yeah, like they'll destroy your life.
How do you know this?
I read books, bitch. I read books.
Bitch. Yeah.
And I also read Tired Queen, so you best be watching it. Hello.
So very, very rarely, if I have to, I'll take a little chip of Klonopin if I absolutely have to.
Yeah. Right.
And it works, child.
A chip of benzo, darling. Just a chip of benzo.
A chip of benzo.
Great
drag name.
Chip of benzo.
A bag of chips and chip of benzo.
We thought of a good drag name the other day after we stopped taping, and I just want to bring it back up. Mercy Fuck. Miss Mercy Fuck. Please welcome to the stage. And y'all know y'all two have had some mercy fucks. Please welcome to the stage, Miss Mercy
Fuck. And given some mercy fucks, honey.
With her sister Tia Coffee.
Yes. We've also given no fucks as well. Just no fucks at all.
No, I ain't got no more fucks to give. So, Miss Matinga, what are you not seeing this week? Or did we already get to you?
So this week...
Is it James Mansfield's puppets? Because that bitch is tired.
Because that bitch is fierce, honey. Actually, and this might be a little, maybe, I don't know. It depends on where you are politically. Because usually I don't, we love our Democratic Party and where we toe the line. But I have to say that having been a survivor of sexual abuse, like, I want these women in the Cuomo case to be heard. And I think it's real arrogance of Cuomo to say, no, I'm not going to step down. Da, 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 da. I mean, a lot of women have come forward at this point. I believe them. And it is the arrogance of any man in power, whether they be Republican or Democratic, that, it's not enough for you to say, yeah, I'm sorry I made them feel uncomfortable. Yeah, I went in for a kiss. Yeah, listen, to this day, I think I'm a nurturing and compassionate human being, not to get too heavy, but I am not touchy-feely. Like, both of you know that. Like, I do not like to be touched. And if you come in for a hug that lasts too long, I'll pull away. It's because I have been touched inappropriately. And so I think it's time for Cuomo to step down. I think it's arrogance that he would say, yeah, I asked for a kiss. I wanted to date. I was just flirting. Fuck you, dude. You have too much power.
Can I push back a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely.
Whether or not he resigns, I think should hinge upon the outcome of an investigation. Allegations are not an investigation. I'm not, and also as far as like believe women, I think it's appropriate. My stance is I
To hear
hear
them.
women, I
Yes.
hear them. So let's just let it all, you can't just make allegations. Look what happened to Al Franken, okay?
And
Which
I
I
think what
still
happened to
think
Al
was a
Franken was
mistake.
wrong. It was a mistake. Yes, it
Right.
was.
So
And
I don't
think
want to
that
get into it.
the Democrats do that too. They'll be like, no, let's just get rid of him.
Look, I think Cuomo is, an arrogant asshole. And yes, he probably did these awful things, in which case he
I
should
believe
resign.
he did.
However, my opinion, I believe he did it, doesn't mean that he did it. So let the investigations play out, and then let's take it from there. Like I'm not, and also,
I hear you. I hear that.
and if you're going to be sexually harassed by a Cuomo, why can't it be Chris Cuomo? Because he's the hot one. And
Chris
I'm not
is
trying to
the
make
hot
light
one.
of the situation. I'm
Yes.
not trying to make light of the situation.
We have seen Chris Cuomo's ass in the backyard while his wife was doing that little Zoom meeting, and it's lovely.
Honey, I seen Chris Cuomo's ass in my backyard. Bitch, you don't know what I'll be getting up to.
Yeah.
Girl.
In Bensonhurst, please.
I was going to say something so problematic, and I'm going to say it anyway.
No, don't say it.
Yeah.
Don't say it.
All right, I'm not gonna. Okay, I'll just say that it involves.
But I hear you. But I'm also. I will say that, like, since I have been there, you want to say it so bad. You should say it if you want to say it.
I'm gonna say it. Y'all seen that movie 12 Years a Slave with Michael Fassbender?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
All I'm gonna say is he's hot, yo, and I'm just gonna leave it right there.
Thank you for leaving it right there.
Do you know that I had such a crush on the character that Michael Fassbender plays in the Alien movie? He plays the robot David.
Yeah.
Right.
But I thought David is clearly in love with the main chick, but like it's a very chaste love, but like he clearly loves her. And I thought his character was so hot. Like I totally fantasize about doing it with David. I totally do.
It's 4 o'clock. He's sending me so many pictures of his cock.
And Fassbender's got Lima.
I know. You seen that movie, Shane?
Yeah.
You seen that movie, Shane? Girl, don't have no shame.
Oh, that's a fierce song. You just reminded me of that song.
By Javelin Champagne King.
Yes.
Yes. That was a good movie, honey.
I've never seen it.
Oh, it's fabulous.
It's about a sexual addict.
It's a little problematic towards the end.
They show his pee-pee?
Yeah. Yeah.
He shows it, bitch.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, why watch the movie since we've all been sexual addicts?
Not true, darling. I'm very discerning. Very discerning.
Honey, you don't even recognize yourself in the mirror, discerning.
Well, recently alive. Anyway, the point is, I think that brings us naturally into the segment we call Boy Crush.
Boy Crush.
Oh, Boy Crush. We need like
a
Boy Crush. We need like a song, like a Boy Crush song. Boy Crush, Boy Crush.
Boy Crush. Boy Crush.
Because honestly, Boy Crush, I love the dance. Boy Crush, it does sound like the kind of thing like a tween girl podcast would have.
Oh my God,
so it's
my
perfect.
Boy Crush for this week.
Yeah. So who wants to start with their Boy Crush? Okay, I'll go first. So my Boy Crush is someone who's been around for a taste, but I never gave him his proper homage, okay? I'm talking about Ewan McGregor.
Ewan McGregor.
So I've been watching, there are these videos, I think the channel's called Oral Knots, Aural. I'll link to it. And they take Star Wars, but they redub all the lines and they have completely altered the story. And so last night, it's so funny, but last night I watched the 3 prequel episodes that they do. And I was like, you know what? Ewan McGregor is fucking gorgeous. Beautiful. I forgot how fucking sexy he is. And also in Moulin Rouge. So that's my Boy Crush. I'm really feeling Ewan McGregor right now.
I also thought of a drag name real quick. Miss Oral B. She's got good dental hygiene and she loves to give head.
What is his name? What's the name?
Miss Oral B.
Oral B. But is it B-E-A like B Arthur?
Or B as in B dot as in Cardi B?
No, it's B like B Arthur, like but O-R-A-L. Because there's like that toothbrush Oral B.
Honey, but when she takes out her teeth, they call her Oral Beast.
Like I wanted my stripper name to be Allegra Triple D because there's Allegra D.
Yeah.
So or Allegra Double D.
Like you'll dance for the you'll work the pole, but you'll also sneeze on them.
But I'm
Yeah.
sneezy, honey, and
Yeah.
like, honey, I'm gonna leave that pole fierce, girl.
Yes, bitch. Yeah.
You know
So
that they're
that
coming out with an Obi-Wan show. I think it's going to be called Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan.
Obi, you don't
Obi-Wan.
want it. Yeah.
Yes.
Miss Obi,
Darth
you don't
Maul's
want
gonna
it.
be in it.
I can't wait.
The original Darth Maul is going to be in it.
Yeah. Yep. And I can't
Got
wait.
it.
I still haven't watched The Mandalorian, and apparently Mondo is leaving because he's been cast in The Last of Us, HBO's The Last of Us. Pedro Pascal. So apparently he's out, and because he was having fights with who's the guy that directs it, that also did a lot of MCU stuff, that directed the first Iron Man.
Oh, Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau. So Jon Favreau was like, no, you got to keep the helmet on because that's what a Mandalorian does. And he was like, yo, I'm Pedro Pascal. Look at this face. I'm all sweaty under here. I want to take this thing off. And so in the second season, they let him take it off a little bit. But Favreau was like, you got to keep it on. And he was like, yo, I'm out. And they cast him in The Last of Us. Also, Gina Carano was fired because she's nasty. And the show's fallen apart. The thing is just falling apart.
Well, it also may have come to its natural conclusion. But you really should watch it. And
I'll watch the Ahsoka. I'll watch the Ahsoka show.
And I like Pedro Pascal, and I think he's super hot and he's great in the show. However, when you sign up to do a show and you're playing a character that always has his helmet on, you know what you're getting into.
Right.
So,
yeah, but you're also dealing with a star, not like you're an actor, but you're dealing with a star who's having a moment, and you're like, he wants that face, that beautiful face. Isn't he like Argentinian or something, or Peruvian?
Chilean. He's Chilean.
He wants that beautiful Chilean face to be out there for the children.
He's Chilean and chillaxin.
Honey, I would Chile my ass on that face.
Beast. Okay, Matinga, who was your boy crush?
So my boy crush is someone I think that we're all that we all not know personally, but that we all know of, is the actor Jonathan Del Arco. I love Jonathan Del Arco, and Jonathan Del Arco is really most known for his work on Star Trek as the character Hugh on Star Trek The Next Generation and on Star Trek Picard. He is LGBTQI. He is very politically active. He has a beautiful just face, a sweet ass. He's clearly has a good soul. He's a fabulous actor. I just adore him, and I also adore his portrayal of Hugh. It's so soulful.
Well, he was a Borg, a former Borg,
and to imbue a Borg with like this soulful thing, I just thought it was a tour de force. It's Jonathan Del Arco. Get into him. He's fabulous.
He's cute. He's super
cute. Yeah.
So far, what we've done for Boy Crush this week is 2 sci-fi actors.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan and Hugh.
Make it 3.
Oh, shit. All right, Booby. Who's your boy crush?
His name is Jonathan Tucker, and he is in the new TV show Debris. And let's see if I can show you.
Debris.
Hello.
He's super hot. Now, listeners, since you're listening and not viewing it, what we just saw was Booby holding up his phone with a muscular tattooed man.
He's giving you like Irish strongman.
Yes, exactly. And he's been in a lot of different things.
Has he been in? Oh, never mind. It's
In
4
You?
o'clock. In you, darling. Inuit, bitch.
Inuit, darling.
Is he Irish?
Get Inuit.
Is he serving you an Irish breakfast?
I
don't know what that is.
This is a cut.
Well, describe it, bitch, because people listening. Oh, he's got those cute little elf ears.
Yeah.
Very black Irish, jet black hair.
Yeah.
Beautiful face.
Blue eyes. Just
masculine.
pretty.
Yeah. I've
And
seen
the show
the
is
coming
called
attraction.
Debris?
Yeah.
Debris. It's on Monday nights on CBS. It is the idea is that there is debris from an alien spacecraft that falls to Earth, and every time debris hits, it causes different weird things to happen in the towns that it hits. And so these people are investigators and go and see what happens.
Or who does he play?
He plays one of the investigators.
Is he shirtless in the show?
No, not
yet. Is he serving
will be.
Lima? Is he serving Lima in the show?
Yes.
Work. All access. CBS All Access, bitch. Which
It
I
also, like, if you touch the debris, like, you start to float or something.
Yeah. Oh, it's
so it's
great.
like
really
angel
weird.
dust. I get it. It's a drug. Yeah, I love it.
I
Okay,
only
so
did Angel Dust once with two legends. I mean, legends of New York City ballroom culture. Like if I mentioned who these legends are, like even regular people know who these legends are.
You
say it.
mean
I'll
But I
bleep it
can't
out.
say it. I can't say it. But I will say that we got dusted, and we went to go. And by
Was it
the way,
Lahoma Van Zant? It was Lahoma Van Zant.
Miss Lahoma, who's actually been showing up on my feed on YouTube lately. I don't
mine
know why.
too?
It's like very weird, but
Mhm.
but I will say that we got dusted, and I had never gotten dusted before. And angel dust is a nasty, gross high. It's like smoking rubber tires. But we went to go see Terminator 2. We went to go see T2, and I sat down. I was fucked up. And I sat down, and T2 started, and I just closed my eyes for a moment. And when I woke up, there was 3 minutes left in T2, and I was like, wow,
What
I don't know
happened?
what happened here. And but all I remember is seeing like that little, like the guy stretching and like that water effect.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was dusted.
Mhm.
Forget it was not cute. It was not cute.
that is-
I will also see that I will also say, and I will mention this name, that my dear daughter, Miss Stephen Laborn, took me to go see Quentin Tarantino's first, not Reservoir Dogs, but
Kill Bill.
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction. And I was like, I don't want to go see that tired movie. And he was like, let's go see it. Let's go see it. But first, let's take an overdose of mushrooms, like
Oh.
a mega dose of mushrooms. And I was like, all right. And I was like, all right, maybe. And honey, we went to go see Pulp Fiction, like tripping face on mushrooms. And all I remember is like the scene where the guy's like, bring out the gimp. I was like,
You were tripping.
I was tripping fierce, honey.
I have to say that's it makes me want to at some point experience watching a movie on drugs, which I've never done. Like at some point, I definitely have to try that.
Mhm.
I don't know about mushrooms or that hardcore angel dust stuff you were talking about. But
Miss
maybe
Thing,
something.
we watched Pink Flamingos totally stoned.
Oh,
Stoned, Miss
yeah,
Thing.
I don't
Please.
remember this. I'm sorry.
And I think we were doing poppers.
It was
I was like,
Whippets.
or whippets or something. We were gasping. Gasping.
Yeah. I got real fucked up once with Miss John. One Christmas, he did like a whole like outer space theme with me. And he got me all these Star Wars toys and this, that, and the other. And we went to see 2001 A Space Odyssey in Times Square back in the day. And I had never seen it. And it was a gigantic screen. It was a midnight showing. Stoned, bitch. And honey, that movie took me places. Fabulous.
I've
Fantastic.
never seen 2001.
Oh, it's really good. Do you know
I've
Miss
seen 2001.
Claudine was reading me because I've never seen The Sound of Music?
Oh, I've seen
What?
The Sound of Music. Down.
Look, I know it's about
Yeah.
like Mary Poppins is a nun and there's like
No,
little Nazi
Mary
kids and some
Poppins.
shit.
No,
Whatever. I
it's
know
based on a true story. You know,
she's singing about doe, a deer, and whatever.
she's not
Nazi.
singing about dope, a deer, a geeked out deer.
I know she's trying to climb every mountain and there's like nuns and shit with guitars and they're spinning in hills and everything. So I'm like, because he's trying to put together his like playlist for summer movies that we're going to watch. And I'm like, Sound of Music. Nah.
John is listening.
Oh, hey Johnny. We'll get to the comments. Oh shit, I just told a story about him.
Yes, you just did.
Johnny, hold up, we'll talk after the recording.
Yes.
By the way, for some
Yes.
reason that Christmas, that space themed Christmas, somehow I had a slight mustache. Why can't I grow one now? So weird. I don't know. It's these Guatemalan hormones, honey. They
it was
do.
those
The estrogen.
cheap Guatemalan hormones.
See,
Exactly.
Pero I got the one big
Exactly.
juicy titty on my back.
Exactly.
So there we
Okay,
have
Cass.
there we have what we feature, what we don't see, what boys we crushing on, and that brings us to a little segment we like to call Just the Facts.
Remember that episode of Facts of Life when Mrs. Garrett got caught stealing?
And now we're going
Yes.
to discuss an episode of the classic 1980s sitcom, The Facts of Life. Picking up where we left off last time, we're going to do The New Girl Part 2.
That's right. Season 2, episode 2 of the cliffhanger of Facts of Life. Yes. As you know, as we open up, the girls are all in the pokey.
As we open up all the girls
As we open up all the girls,
Yes.
because that's what happens
in the pokey.
Girls.
in the pokey. They are arrested, darling.
Right.
They have been arrested because of what happened in the last episode. And if you want to know what happened in the last episode,
You gotta watch the last episode.
Yeah, listen to the last pod.
In a
but they're
nutshell, the
all-
4 of these girls, they formed a gang and they beat up a cop in a bar. Mrs. Garrett aided and abetted them.
Oh, she was trying to get them out of it.
Okay,
And,
so it opens
you know-
up and they're in Litchfield or Eastland or whatever prison
Eastland.
they're in. Peekskill prison.
Peekskill.
Yes.
Yes.
And Blair's having a freak out.
That's
Yes.
right.
And Tootie and Natalie are just sort of cuddling on a little bed. And Joe, who by the way is still wearing her high heels that she didn't like, just
Right.
Yes.
cooling it on a cot, on a bunk.
Chillax.
Looking gorgeous.
Yeah.
And by the way, I realized that this entire incident was precipitated by Kim Fields. Tootie is the one that started this shit up because
Yeah.
I watched the first episode again just to remember because it's been a couple weeks, and Blair and Joe are going back and forth, and they're like, "Oh no, I could pick up a man fiercer than you. Oh no, I could pick up a man fiercer than you." And it is Tootie that says, "Well, if you guys want to put it to the test, you can go to the Chug-a-Lug, which is a college bar, and see which one of y'all got the goods."
Right.
And Joe is like, "Yeah, it's Tootie that sparks it up."
Yeah.
Right. Because she's the one that pushes them to all of them go to the Chug-a-Load bar.
And she's also the one that attacks the cop. Of course,
Well-
it's the African American girl.
Now.
Mm-hmm.
No, don't be like that.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. So there they are in the clink. And Blair's having a nervous breakdown because she's been locked up for 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
And they bring in a new prisoner. She is rough and stuffed with her afro puff.
She looks rough. Yeah.
I don't know who this bitch is or if
She's
she has
meaty.
a name.
She's a big meaty girl. Like
She is-
a girl like that would ham fist you in the face and you would fall flat, honey.
Yo,
A girl like that would kill your brother.
Will kill your brother.
a girl like that.
true.
Oh, she's a
Honey,
mother.
a girl like that actually killed my brother.
A girl like that could be your brother. Okay.
Trust.
B or B?
Whatever.
Either one.
She's giving you like 1980 frizzy hair,
Yeah.
but like designer jeans with a big old meaty butt.
Yeah.
And so Natalie's like, "What are you in for?" She's like, "Assault and robbery." And Tootie's like, "Bitch, I ain't scared." So the woman smacks her. That's not what happens. What
No.
happens is this woman cracks her knuckles and then proceeds to try to rob Blair of her watch.
Or for a watch. That's
Okay.
right.
And Joe, sensing that someone's moving in on her piece,
Right.
jumps in. Okay, and gets his bitch to step off. Now, what I was thinking when I was watching it was this woman would take Joe and
Yep.
snap her in two, and then
Nancy
use
McKeon
Joe's
is-
arms and
She's
beat
half
the rest
size.
of them.
Yeah, she's half the size of this chick.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
That
Joe
bitch was
does.
rough.
But the Joe does have the requisite toughness, and sometimes it's about standing your ground, and you know what I
Right.
mean. And so maybe like because of that, but I think if it came into a tussle, like first of all, it would be Joe and this girl. Like that Nat and Tootie ain't jumping in to help.
No.
Yeah,
Mm.
honey, it would have been ugliness.
Yeah.
but did it give you like a lesbians in prison vibe?
Yes.
No,
You know that old movie trope.
No, I mean, listen. What's that movie with not Marian Faithfull, but that other singer from the '80s, Reform School Girls with
Wendy Williams.
Wendy Owen. Honey, that's women in prison.
She's been going through my personals. Yeah.
And who's the fat character? Who's the fat mama?
Is it Pat
Um,
Ass? I think it's
I
Pat
think it's
Ass.
Pat. Oh, that movie's so good.
Yeah. Oh,
Great
but we
shit
gotta,
too. Reform School
honey,
Girls.
we gotta do the Charlie's Angels
Yeah.
episode where Cheryl Ladd goes undercover in the prison and Shirley
Right.
Stoller is like giving her like big lesbian mama, you do for
Like
me, I do for
forces her
you.
like into lesbian sex.
I think there's like a whole massage thing, maybe something with a hairdryer. I don't know. But the
Yeah.
point is, Mrs. Garrett comes to spring them from the clink.
Right.
And big old rough and tough and stuff tries to creep out with them.
Right.
Okay. And Mrs. Garrett's like, no, you got to stay here. And then Tootie does a thing where she like kind of mocks the girl behind
She's
the
like,
bars.
"Are you sure she's locked in there? Real good? Bye, turkey.
Bye, turkey. By the way, why was turkey an insult?
Jive, turkey.
Oh,
Jive
jive.
turkey.
Jive,
Okay.
turkey.
All right. Okay. And so Mrs. Garrett brings him out and says, listen, girls, you're not off the hook. This is what's going down. I spoke to your mama. I spoke to your father.
Well, first of all,
Um,
she peppers it in with, "You have all been expelled."
No,
You
she
have
gets
all
no.
been-
First, she tells them they're on probation,
Right.
and
with
Tootie's
the,
like,
with
that's
6
the
months.
police. With the police, they're on probation with the Peekskill Police, but they
Yes.
have been expelled from Eastland.
but she
but
builds
there
up.
is
To
a
that. She builds
reprieve.
up to that.
Right.
Yeah. She's like, when I called Headmaster Harris, because clearly Mr. Bradley's gone.
Is gone.
Man.
You know, the bitches are expelled, but I pleaded on your behalf. So the deal is this: they can stay at Eastland, but they're on criminal probation with the police for 6 months. They have to work off the price of the van they damaged by working in the kitchen. Mrs. Garrett has agreed to kind of be their guardian, and they're going to move above the cafeteria across the hall from her
Right.
in a dorm.
She's
basically.
taken full responsibility for the girls and their behavior. So she's put herself on the line for them. And they've got to move into the storage room right across from her bedroom. So now all 4 girls are in the same room, not the dorms, and they've got to work in the cafeteria. And I want to say that I think what a brilliant scenario. First of all, it's appropriate punishment because they stole a van and went to a club while they were underage. They really should have been expelled, but Mrs. Garrett loves them. But what the premise here does is tie these girls together. Now they have to work together to pay off the expenses. Miss Garrett has now like officially become kind of like their surrogate mother. And you have been able to now condense the cast, condense the sets, coalesce these 4 girls, and now we can just focus on these girls. And I just think in a very natural way, it was just a really great piece of writing to, okay, let's shift the focus to the girls. It forces the girls to become a family, to become a team, to work together. And that is what happens. I really think, I was like, whoever wrote this was like, it didn't feel sloppy or weird. It was like, yeah.
It was very clever.
And it works. The premise works.
Yeah, I mean, they have chemistry right away, and Joe and Blair are already being set up as frenemies.
Yes.
You know, they're kind of at each other, and then they're defending each other, and then they're at each other, and then they're in the kitchen serving up slop. Oh, no, wait. First, they meet some dude named Howard, who I'm not even sure shows up again. Some old man that works in the kitchen?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's the cook.
Does he show up again?
I don't know.
I don't know. He was
didn't
giving
like
me
him.
sexual predator energy. I wasn't
He
feeling
was
it.
gross. He
And
was
then
giving me,
the
like, Crack-a-Barrel.
cutest busboy comes in to try to get the job.
Yes.
And Miss Natalie, who's boy crazy, is like, "Oh, you've got the job." And they're like, "No, these girls are doing the job." And like he walks away, and she's like, "He's gone."
He's gone. Yeah, she's good. One thing about Natalie, she's consistently boy crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, because even when Joe is talking about her mother being a waitress and getting pinched all the time, Natalie's like, sounds like a good career. It's like, oh, Natalie, get a vibrator, girl.
Thank you.
Hello.
She doesn't need one with Joe there.
Oh, shit. So they're living in this room above the cafeteria. They're serving up slop in that kitchen. Mrs. Garrett should be ashamed of that food she's serving.
Actually, it looked like fried chicken and mac and cheese is what it looked like to me. It didn't
That's
smell
with
bad.
the roll and everything.
Yeah,
But
it looked
listen
good.
like when Tootie slops the green beans onto Molly's plate, listen, it goes plop. It's
And
disgusting.
Molly comes in for a cameo, like one more cameo, Miss Molly Ringwald.
Right.
And she's
she
being
walks
decent.
She's
She's
grown
just
quite a
around.
bit.
Yeah.
She's being decent and nice to everyone, but she comes in with a stink bitch named Margot, honey.
Yep.
Miss
Who's being
Miss Margot
nasty.
trying to spark it up, honey, trying to read, giving you 1980s rich girl.
Margot Channing.
Miss Margaret Chen. And she's
Margot
basically
Chan.
she's coming for Joe, like, can you take the glass? Can you take the dish? Good help is so hard to find. Just coming for her.
You know who
And-
did that in real life to me, and then
Oh.
called me a bad word?
It's
Who?
a drag queen.
Yes.
I remember you telling me. Who?
What's her name that is always
Jimmy James.
Yes.
Miss Jimmy James.
She
She ain't
came into the
nobody.
restaurant that I was working and said, "This lemonade needs more lemon." This, you know, just reading me like, "This fork is dirty," blah blah blah, and then she mutters under her breath a racial epithet.
How dare
And-
she?
Girl,
what?
I was plucked.
Let me
But
tell
you
you
know
about Miss
what?
Jimmy James. She ain't
Yeah.
nobody. Okay, what is she now? Since she can't do Marilyn anymore because now she's twice the age that Marilyn was when she died. She's
Well, she's
stomping
also the
around
size
trying to
of a
do
tugboat.
cabaret in a motherfucking sequin top and her short ass natural hair. No, bitch, put it to rest.
Yep. Yep. You know what? Talent
If I can
doesn't.
interject.
Talent doesn't fucking excuse your being
Bad
a
behavior.
a disgusting human being.
Yeah.
You know that song by Cher, Just Like Jesse James? I
I
was
love
singing
that song.
Just Like Jimmy James.
Just like Jimmy James. Yes.
Okay, so they're in there, and Margot is causing drama, and Joe is not really rising to the bait until she's about to, and Blair stops her and then hits his bitch in the face with a pie.
Yes.
A
Yeah.
pie?
And you know what? A
Yes.
pie. And you know what? It's missing. You know, they are frenemies, but and Blair is like your typical, rich girl who's been pampered, but she loves her girls. Like, these girls do become a family, and she sticks up for Joe in that moment. I think it's really sweet.
Mhm. I think at this point, Blair is just more of like slightly out of touch, spoiled girl, not so much a bitch. Like in the first season, she was bitchier. Here, she's a
Right.
little more delusional.
Yeah.
You know?
So
like- Why would you tell that girl your watch is expensive, honey? She was about to mop it.
Right. This is a $500 watch
From
It's like, girl,
Tiffany's.
from Tiffany's.
now we gotta fight.
Right. Now we got
better
to
stop-
fight.
Got
You better
to
stick
beat
that
you.
you better stick that watch up your ass now.
Now, but here's the
because
thing.
you in trouble.
If they had really had their shit together, the girl that played rough stuff in the jail, she would have been cast as Joe. Okay.
Right.
Now that would have been some frisson. Okay.
Yeah, but that's like that. It would have been incongruous. She was too
Because of
it
her
was
because
too-
of the humidity with her hair.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But there is a
Yeah.
moment that there's a silly laugh. I'm not even sure if it was funny, but it made me laugh so hard. In the next scene, the girls are, in their little dormitory, and Joe is pining for her boyfriend, who she's been with for 3 weeks. And one of the reasons that Joe ends up at Eastland is her mother doesn't want her to have this serious relationship with this boy. And she's telling the story to Blair about how they met. And she was like, "Oh, we met at a dance. We were on a date with 2 separate people, but it was kind of like Saturday Night Fever. I mean, except it was Friday."
Friday night.
And I busted out laughing. It's such a silly joke, but she
That's such
sells
a
it.
sitcom joke.
But she sells it real good. And I was like,
Also, we never see a picture of her boyfriend because I swear to God, her boyfriend's name is like Claire or Susan. I'm sorry. Don't give me this. Don't give me this heteronormativity, please, darling.
his name is not Susan.
His name was something like Eddie. So these last couple of
And
scenes,
much older than her.
much older. He's probably
Yeah.
18.
And I
Joe
think
is
he might
going
even
through
show
it.
up
Does he?
later. I think he shows up later. Yeah.
So as Joe is getting through it, her put on New York accent is getting thicker and thicker as the episode goes on.
Yeah.
Like when she's complaining about this one throwing her makeup everywhere, she's giving me like Henny Youngman or something by the end.
Yeah. And I would say it's typical sitcom acting, but I gotta say, all the girls are good, but like extra points to Mrs. Garrett and to Joe, like for kind of being the emotional center of this particular episode. Like Mrs. Garrett loves her girls,
Yeah.
and the way she uses reverse psychology on them is so good. And then like when Joe is crying after she says that I'm gonna leave because none of y'all like me, which she does every once in a while, the way Mrs. Garrett calms her down, and gets her to think about it, kind of uses her mom to make her think twice. But
Right.
like the tears, like it was real. Like Nancy and Nancy McKeon was among the best actresses in that bunch.
Right. Her voice is a little hesitant this episode, I guess maybe because she was new and finding the character. Like it's a little hesitant. But
It's a
you
little
know
come and
that
go.
that speech at the end where she breaks out the tears, you know that was part of the audition. It had to be.
Yeah, because
Like, can
she had it down.
Can she cry on cue? And she was great. And so of course Joe ends up deciding to stay, and they have a big fun frolic at the end, throwing Joe's clothes around out of her luggage.
I love the way Mrs. Garrett kisses her and slips her the tongue. No, kisses her, you know, just and scissors her. No, shows her affection and you know, just kisses her.
Right.
It's so sweet. It was like very motherly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Mrs.
Well, she's
Garrett.
she's the house mom.
Yeah, Mrs. Garrett is who was portrayed by, once again,
Charlotte Rae.
Miss Charlotte Rae. So amazing. Today, go find the clip where Charlotte Rae disses Joan Collins. It's amazing. It's amazing.
It's pretty amazing.
It's amazing.
Yes, yes. So that brings us to the end of Just the Facts, where we encapsulated an episode of The Facts of Life. And
yeah,
we'd like to know what your thoughts are on life at the Eastland Academy. And clearly it's now the new cast, the new setup is in place.
Right.
It's in place. They work in the kitchen. They scissor all night. It's just the four of them.
All night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe how they played Mr. Bradley dirty like that, though.
Right?
You
Come
know,
on.
I think what happened, and this is just a theory, but you know, I think what happened in between the first and second season was that the powers that be came together and said, you know, this is not working and this is working. And they decided to cut the budget and cut the cast, and let's get down to the essential people that we really need here. Let's add someone to cause a little bit of frisson, the way 7 of 9 caused a little frisson on Star Trek Voyager. You need someone who's going to question the authority, and that's what Joe does. And you know, it's, you know, they got rid of the chafe and the extra wheat, and they just got it down to the essential girls, and that is what actually ended up working. The show is far better in the second season and just gets better and better. Yeah.
Absolutely. And takes off from there. The Facts of Life.
I will say that, like, while I was hesitant, I am enjoying it. But there's one person in the comments that's always like, girl, you're giving me too much Facts of Life, girl. Y'all need to cut that out.
True.
La, 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 la. This is one person. There's this one particular person that's like, you're the honey too much Facts of Life. I'm like, girl, if you don't like it, then just, like, you know,
don't
turn it
listen.
off at that point.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, girl, it's too much.
I don't look. I see all the things, but I don't get into comments about like it's too much this, not enough that.
No.
If you don't like it, go watch something else. There's plenty to enjoy. You know, if you enjoy it, you come back for more, honey. You come back for more of Edna's Edible. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Edna's Edible should have been a pot store, man. It would have been so.
Oh, I bet you like somewhere like in fucking Portland it is.
Edna's Edibles, yes.
You know. Well, yes, Portland or one of those hippie places like Kauai or whatever.
Seattle,
Albany,
Albany, New York,
Albany,
Sparta,
Gulfport,
Sarasota,
Arizona. I hardly know her. All right, so do we have? Oh, shut up! Do we have anything else to add to the listeners of So Auntieways?
Hi.
So be sure to look in the description or listen for things that tell you where to find our things.
Food things.
Because, girl, honeys, y'all, audience, we've got videos, we've got podcasts, we've got merch, we've got Patreon, we've got Venmo, we've got playlists, we've got it all right here at Strawberries.
That's right. And honey, have you shopped strawberries today?
Auntie Ways.